welcome to another Beer and Blades video. The beer today is Ripsaw by the Wychwood Brewery. Now, I've not had this one before, but I do like everything I've had so far from the Wychwood Brewery. I'm going to open it with this little griffin pocket tool. This was sent to me by John in Alaska, 40 below full. He's also sent me the knife that we're going to be having a closer look at later in the video. So I thought it'd be appropriate to use the little griffin to open my beer. Works a treat, thank you, John. Right, now, what do we know about Ripsaw? It's a refreshing red beer with a maple syrup twist. 4.2% alcohol by volume, and we've got a picture of a Viking type on the front with his horned helmet. And on the back it says, a take on the American red with a maple syrup twist. Expect rich red colours from crystal malts, roasted barley and caramalts, with a spicy resinous bitterness and an aroma of grapefruits and peaches. So let's have a look. But certainly red beer. I can smell the peaches and I can smell maple syrup as well. That's lovely. It's quite a sweet beer. Very beery in flavour though. Quite nutty. Definite maple syrup. Not getting massive amounts of fruit though. But it's a lovely beer. Ripsaw from Wychwood. Now, got my bloody hell hot sauce t-shirt on again because I want to do a bit of a rant, a bit of a shout out. As some of you will have heard this, or most of what I'm going to say before, but I think it's worth saying again in case anybody missed previous videos. My favourite hot sauce has been for some time now bloody hell hot sauce, which comes in skull-shaped bottle. It's made by a family on the Isle of Wight to an old family recipe. So it's a little independent business and they're currently being bullied by the company behind Crystal Head Vodka and one of their big investors, Dan Aykroyd, the actor. The problem is that Crystal Head object to the Powers family using these skull-shaped bottles because they say it will damage their brand. Quite how a little family firm on the Isle of Wight turning out a few hundred bottles of hot sauce is going to damage a multinational company with a global vodka brand, amongst others, I'm not really sure. But it's looking like Bobby is not going to be able to fight the legal fight and he may well end up having to stop using these. And bear in mind he's bought a couple of years stock of these, so that's a big investment and that could well end up down the tubes. So the reason I'm having another rant about this is partly because I just wanted to let people know who might not have heard in earlier videos, and really I just want to ask for your support. If you like a bit of hot sauce, if you have a bit of Cholula or Tabasco or Sriracha on your breakfast, next time you're going shopping, don't get a replacement for them. Go to the website, bloodyhellhotsauce.com, and buy a bottle of this, because this little independent firm needs your support. And this is a damn good product. It's all natural. Unlike most of the hot sauces on the shelves, there's no preservatives, there's no thickeners, there's no monosodium glutamate. Contains tomato, onion, malt vinegar, mango, habanero, jalapeno, garlic, lime, cilantro, which I think is American for marjoram, I think, agave nectar, salt and spices. That's it. All food, all lovely. Vegan, vegetarian. If you can support them, please do. So now, on to the main part, as I mentioned briefly. It's a knife review of a lovely knife sent to me by 40 Belowful, John in Alaska. So if you join me at the desk, we're going to have a look at the Great Eastern Cutlery Farm and Field Hayne Helper. Okay, so this is how the knife comes. Carbo tube, Farm and Field tool, Hayne Helper, 1095 carbon steel work knives. And the label on the end says 473216. I can't read, it says something acrylic, and then it's been amended to cracked, and I'll explain that shortly. I think that's Knife Bright acrylic, because this does have glow-in-the-dark scales, which is very nice. If you're out on your farmy field in dusk or twilight and you drop it, you might have a better chance of finding it. So we've got the usual waxed paper, and here's the knife. Now I'll just deal with the cracked amendment to the label. There's a crack in the scale there, and a bit of a dinge where John was saying that he was fitting the bail and he did that himself. It didn't come like that. So it's a bit of a shame, but it doesn't really affect anything too much. So we've got quite a big knife. Nice sway back handle shape. 2 blades. Steel springs, steel liners, steel centre separator. Big pivot pin with like a bullet casing style design on the end. Single brass pin in the middle, and a brass tube for the steel bail. Fit and finish is lovely. It's all nice and smooth along the back. The pins are flush, tube's flush. The pivot pin, it's a little bit proud on that side, but it's lovely and smooth. It's not a problem at all. So we've got the main blade, nice half stop, we like half stops, snaps into place very convincingly, no blade play at all. So we've got a sheep's foot with the Hayne Helper logo etched on the blade there, single nail nick on the inside side, and the blade is swedged from about 2/3 to the tip. Then the second blade, also with a half stop, it's quite a large pen blade. We've got a nice satin finish on these, flat ground. Let's just see. Yeah, it's a big knife, so we'll do a size comparison. I don't think I've done a size comparison for a while. Usually do them, and we usually do them with Victorinox Spartan, which most people will be familiar with. So as you can see, the handle's a little bit bigger and the blade's a little bit bigger. We'll just check the specs. So we've got a blade is 3 inches, tip to handle, cutting edge about 2 3/4. 4-inch handle, or just under, about 100mm. And then the smaller blade, it's still quite a big useful blade. That's 2.5 inches, tip to bolster, or tip to handle I should say, with a cutting edge of around 2.25. So, being a big knife, steel springs and steel spacers, it's quite heavy, I would have thought. Let's have a look. That's 88.2 grams, which in English, 3.11 ounces, 2.11 ounces. So if you compare that to the Spartan's 2.11 ounces. So there's a noticeable difference. But as I say, you're getting a much bigger, chunkier knife. And I believe this has come from the factory very sharp. I'll just get a piece of the usual catalogue paper, and that has got a very nice edge, cutting nice and smoothly. Try the other one. Also very sharp. So that is a lovely working knife. Ooh. So get rid of the debris. So with this curve to the back and the blade sitting prominent there, you've got plenty to grip if you're using the smaller blade. The blade's being hinged at the same end, the handle sits in the same way whichever blade you're using. Good size, get a good strong grip on that. As I say, the fit and finish all round is very smooth. No blade play on the smaller blade either. So that's a very well made knife. But then we expect that from Great Eastern Cutlery. They do seem to be at the top of the list for production quality. So there we have the GEC 47 Farm and Field tool in Knife Bright acrylic. So we'll finish off as we usually do with a slideshow, some close-ups, and you can see what you think.